Now in this scenario, let's say you want to do a bookshelf, and the bookshelf has 3 layers, wherein in the top layer you have 2 compartments. In the second layer you have 3 compartments which are equal in dimensions, and at the bottom level you have 5 compartments also equal dimensions. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a box and then we're going to subdivide that in order to create 2, 3, and 5. So I'm going to do my horizon line, and let's say I just want to have my center vanishing point right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to project the height of my shelf, and let's say that I want the shelf to be this wide and this deep. So it's going to be a shallow shelf. So since I want that border in, and I want the border to be of the same width, then first I'm going to X that out. Then I'll first establish the width, this part. I'll establish that right here, just hitting that diagonal line there. And then use the center vanishing point to establish the top. And then here, center vanishing point again. And then I can start this part where this bottom line meets my diagonal. So that intersection right there. And I'll just bring that up. So you'll notice again in perspective, because things get smaller as they go towards the horizon, this thickness looks wider than this. But in perspective drawing, they're essentially the same width. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to divide this the height into 3, because that is essentially a 3-level shelf, and they're supposed to be the same. So I'm just going to eyeball this at 12 for around here. So that's going to be our 3 levels. And then project that line down here and project this point over to the central vanishing point. So now I have my 3 equal levels. I'm just going to erase this big X so that we're clear when we start doing our shelf levels. So I'm going to establish that top thickness, and I'm going to establish the bottom thickness right there. So I want to divide now this space into 2. And you should know by now how to divide stuff into 2, which is you take your box, divide, do that X, and then slice it down the middle. So that's what we're going to do. We'll X this out. And this is the middle. So I'm just going to add a bit of thickness there. So now that is the first level of our shelf, and in perspective, they are of the same dimensions. Let's now go to 3. So let's do first what that looks like from the front view. So when you want to divide a box into 3 equal parts, this is what you're going to do. Let's first X that out. Find the middle, up top. Then you're going to create an arrow from the top here down to this corner over here and down to this corner over here. So you have an arrow right there. You see these intersections? That's where now the divisions are going to be, so that you will have your 3 equal sections. So let's now do that in our second level of the shelf. We're going to X that out. So we have that X. I'm going to create that vertical line for the intersection right there. Then create the arrow, top vertex to this corner, top vertex to this corner. Let's do that arrow. And now you have these intersections where you will be placing now the divisions of the shelf. So now you have 3 equal compartments. Now let's go to the bottom and let's again start with what that looks like in front view. So to divide this into 5 equal sections, let's first X that out. Then find that vertical through the center and that horizontal through the center. Now when you have this, the next thing you're going to do is you need to create a quote-unquote hashtag. To demonstrate that, let's start here on this top corner. We'll bring a line over here. That line. And we're going to do the same with this towards here. Then we're going to do the same from this corner to this point, and from this point to this corner. So it is a boom, 2 lines the same, and then this is the same. So you need to be careful with this because it's very possible that you might be confused with where each goes, where each point should go. So you might start off with this, which is correct, and then for the second one, you're not really sure where to go. So what you might need to do is pretend that you're looking at it from like 90 degrees so that you'll know that it is the same thing, that you have one here going here and then the other one going here. What you don't want to happen is you do something like this or you do something like that. You have to memorize this in order to get that 5 points. So now that we have that hashtag, where are the intersections? 1, 2, 3, and 4. And with that, you now have your 5 equal divisions. Here's the third, and here is the fourth. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's now do that in this bottom shelf. First, we'll X that out. Find that vertical through the center, and then that horizontal through the middle, using the center vanishing point. Then we will do our hashtag from the top over here to the middle, and we'll do the same top towards the middle. I'm going to turn this to the side so that we can do the same thing. From this point over here to the middle, top to the middle, this over there. And now you have that hashtag. It looks weird from this point, but you have those intersections where now you can draw the divisions of your shelf. So supposedly you would have those equal divisions. I'm just going to clean that up. So let's clean that up. So you have this first division, you have this second division, now you have this third, and they're supposed to get thinner, and now we have this fourth right there. There, that looks cleaner. So we have the bottom shelf with your 5 sections that are the same. So now that we have the front part done, let's work on each individual compartment so that we can have the inside. So we have this opening in this compartment, so I'm just going to draw a line over here from this corner, and then I'm just going to use that to build the inside of that shelf. And again, horizontal for all widths and verticals for all heights. And now this is the first compartment of our shelf. We will continue this line over to the next. Find that where that horizontal line will be, and now we have that second compartment. For the 3, again, we'll start with this corner right here where the opening is. We'll project a line towards the back, making sure it's aligned with this. And we'll use that to go to our central vanishing point all across. And then we have, from this corner of the opening, draw that horizontal line for the inside of the shelf, at least on the top part. Same thing with the second one, and same thing with the third. And then that intersection right there is where that next vertical line is. For this third, it's almost hitting that shelf, this this divider, so that's pretty okay. Now for the bottom, you'll be doing the same thing. So again, let's extend this thickness towards here, and then we'll draw that line so that we can figure out until where this inside goes. So there's that intersection there. There's that intersection right there. And we have the last one. So the back is here. I cannot emphasize this enough. When you're a beginner, this will be confusing. But stick with it, you'll eventually get it. Now for the thickness of the bottom shelf, if we check that, so we don't get to see a vertical line there because it's like behind that this side of the shelf. So I'm just going to darken that for us to see the finished shelf. And there you have your shelf with the 3 levels, and each level is divided into 2, 3, and 5 equal parts. So the thing is, if you can do 2 divisions, then you can do 4 equal divisions just by Xing those out. And you can do 8 equal divisions, again by Xing each out, and further dividing it however way you want. Now that you can do 3 divisions, you can do 6 divisions by dividing this into 2, and this into 2, and this into 2 to get 6, or you can create 9 by doing this, dividing each compartment into 3 equal parts. For 5, you can do 10 by slicing this in the middle. Or you can do 15 by slicing them into 3. Now, when it comes to dividing something into 7, that's a little more complicated. It will be included in the slides if you want to learn more about that.